to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Today we will continue our exploration of Komplete Players by Native Instruments, and today we will feature Reaktor Player. This one includes 4 soft synths, 2 of which were absolutely spectacular. And did I mention that this is completely free? Okay, so it wasn't really clear for me what Reaktor was or what the differences were between Reaktor Player and the full version of Reaktor 6. So let's do a little recap together so that we're all up to speed. So this is the NI product page for their Reaktor 6 player, which as I said was completely free, a modular DSP lab. It's a powerful player for all, made for Reaktor Player instruments. You get free blocks wired and micro prism. Now this is not the case. You do get free blocks wired, yes, but you get 4 other software instruments, 4 other completely ready to go synths, but not the micro prism. That's a separate download. So in total, you are actually getting 5 synths together with the Reaktor Player. You can demo the full Reaktor feature set for 30 minutes. This is something I haven't really tried. You download it by entering your email address. You get an email then from NI with a link to download it plus your serial number. But what I did was to download the Komplete 11 Players bundle, which includes Reaktor, KONTAKT, and the guitar rig and some other things as well. So here's a description of the instruments that you get included in Reaktor Players. This is not correct. I think NI need to update their product page. I actually got 4 completely different synths. We'll take a look at those in a second. And then the micro prism was a separate download. But blocks wired was included and it was pretty cool. Reaktor is the synthesis platform behind some of NI's most acclaimed instruments and effects, such as Form, Razor and Monarch. Yes, this is a sound design tool. You can design your own synthesizers within the Reaktor sound engine. It's also used to build machine to drum synths. Interesting. And this is nice. All of Native Instruments Reaktor-based instruments do run in the free version. Let's take a look at all the instruments that will run in Reaktor. Blocks wired we just mentioned. Razor is one that was included with my free download. Form as well. Monarch we mentioned. Flesh. Rounds, Contour, Reaktor Spark, Prism. Yeah, a whole bunch of quite interesting stuff. Micro Prism is one that we're going to check out in a separate video as well. The Mouth, I love that name. What a spectacular name for a plugin. Maybe some of you are curious what the full version of Reaktor would actually cost. Let's take a look. So here is the product page for the full version Reaktor 6. You can see the price there, €200 at the current time. This is subject to change. I think they have sales just like everybody else these days. What does it say? You can build custom synths, samplers, effects, and sound design tools. Experiment with rack-style modular patching using blocks. So this is what the full version looks like then. You can see how you can wire together different modules. You can't do that in the free version. You're stuck with the pre-wired synths that they give you. And here's an example of how you can build your own synths. Pretty cool. Let's flick through here. Blocks is NI's new modular synth architecture. We will check out Blocks Wired, which is the free version, in a separate video. It's actually quite deep in its own right, so let's do that separately. Unrivaled sound quality. Well, I don't know if we can claim that it's unrivaled, but the synths that you do get with Reaktor Player do sound really, really nice to my ears. Newcomers can quickly start playing with over 70 Reaktor factory instruments. Yep, there's a big difference there. If you buy the full version, you're going to get 70 different synthesizers. With the free version, it is 5. And of course, there are third-party synths that other people in the community have built as well. And I sure hope that they will load into the free version of Reaktor. So here is a new instance of the plugin. You just click on the Reaktor factory selection down here, and then you'll be able to get access to the 4 different synthesizers that are included with the Reaktor Player. Not the one that they say on the NI product page. They need to update that, I think. But you actually get 4 different ones. And all of these have quite a unique sound, an interesting GUI, and a very nice character of their own. There's the Carbon 2. We have the LAZERBASS. We have the NEWSCOOL. And we have the Space Drone. Let's start off by looking at Carbon 2, and then we'll go through the other ones a bit later. Okay, a little bit tricky to find any information on these bundled synths, but eventually I did find them in the user guide. I should have looked there in the beginning, I guess. So Carbon 2 then is a classical subtractive synthesizer. The signal of the 3 oscillators on the section on the left column of the panel passes through a multi-mode filter in the middle and is then routed to the effect units on the right. Several modulation sources such as envelope generators and LFOs, are included as well. So this is a traditional subtractive synth, but it sounds anything but traditional. I'm going to stop talking now. At last I hear you say, and let's just take a look and a listen to this synth. Okay, so this is LAZERBASS, the next synthesizer we will feature. Let's see what it says about this. It's the newest edition. It's a monophonic synthesizer delivering a pure and direct sound without any additional effect units. Metallic effect sounds to pervasive sub-bass sounds, as well as your bread and butter leads. Yes, so let's have a quick demonstration of this. I will play you some of the pretty fabulous and rather unique and cutting edge sounds that it can do. It's very good for bass sounds, obviously, but there is also a special effects section where I'm going to play you some of the presets as well. So let's take a listen. The next synth we will look at is NEWSCOOL, or is it NEWSCOOL? I don't know how to say it. This one blew my mind when I had a look at it. This is right up my street with really funky 8-bit graphics and incredible sequenced sounds. We'll take a listen in a minute, but let's just see what it says about this. It's a Reaktor Classic. Now it's completely rebuilt with an innovative sequencer at the top and the characteristic sound engine at the bottom. Consists of a tone generator on the left and a multi-effect unit on the right. Signal is produced by 8 parallel oscillator units whose parameters are modulated extensively. Now this is pretty interesting stuff here. The sequencer is based on the Life model developed by John Conway. This is some interesting algorithm that this guy wrote in the 1970s. A 2-dimensional pattern is processed in steps. Yeah, I have no idea how this works. Let's just take a listen. This thing sounds and looks awesome. Okay, I do apologise somewhat if we're not going into detail on the editing capabilities of each of these synths, but we got 4 different synthesizers to go through today. They're all pretty deep and there just isn't time for me to learn how all of these work and share it with you in one video. So this is just a preset walkthrough for now. And if you want to dig into the synthesis capabilities of these, then why not go ahead and download them yourself? As I said, these are all free of charge, so you can do that experimentation without needing any help from me. So the final synthesizer for today, and one of my absolute favourites again, is Space Drone. This is another synth with a really fantastic GUI and a very characteristic and interesting unique sound. Space Drone generates atmospheric pads which range from light rain or howling wind noises to deep and uncanny space sounds. Technically, the instrument is based on 96 parallel voices spread across the frequency spectrum. Each voice consists of a noise generator, the signal's amplitude is shaped by an envelope, frequency content gets modified. Yeah, let's just take a listen. This thing is amazing, I love it! So to sum up then, I think Native Instruments are being rather generous to give you all of these 4 fabulous synthesizers for free. Each one has a very unique sound, and I'm sure you could make some interesting music with any one of these. Now, of course, the idea is they want to get you hooked and have you purchasing the full version of Reaktor, but maybe you don't need to. This free version gives you a lot of sonic capabilities and is not nagging you all the time to upgrade or anything, so take it as it is and create some interesting compositions. I certainly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to trying out a little bit more of that funky NEWSCOOL sequencer and those fabulous pad sounds that you get from the space drone. So, if you check it out yourselves, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion on this suite of synths. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for subscribing and leaving your comments and your likes and all that good stuff. I'll see you again soon when we'll take a look at blocks wired. I'll see you then. Cheerio.